Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echoed Influence. This week's theme is Open Your Mind.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
Open your mind. So, AP, what does it mean to open your mind?
To be an open-minded person. Well, I think it means that you're open to new ideas. Mm-hmm. You're able to take on ideas and accept them and not judge them immediately. What about you? What do you think?
I think it's around the same wavelength. It's very much so like being receptive to other ideas, even if they oppose your own. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to accept them, but there's a lot of benefits from being so open-minded.
So who do you think some open-minded characters are?
I personally, the first one that comes to mind is Doctor Strange, and if I can explain really quick why, it's because he was a person who based a lot of his belief on facts. He was a skeptic, and as soon as he was shown something that was even greater than what he could even ever imagined, he got afraid of it. So it took him to be more open-minded and take a leap of faith, if you will, and sort of just put all of his trust into the Ancient One, and it made him Doctor Strange as a result.
What do you think it was that made him open up to that?
From the movie, from what I saw, it was forced upon, but from what I realized, it's through training. In the comic book, it was more through his training, where he was broken down. He didn't really accept it fully, but he felt if I go through everything, it was more like the Karate Kid. He was going and he got frustrated during training. And the Ancient One had to show him it's in your mind. It's what you accept, and it, of course, be more open-minded. And it was until he saw the factual, until he saw it, is when he started to believe it.
I see.
But that's not exactly how they wanted the Sorcerer Supreme to get his knowledge, but that's how Stephen Strange is as a person. Exactly. So, but him, after all that, he actually became way more open-minded than ever perceived,
So you would say then that Doctor Strange was a little like our puppies and need to be broken.
Yeah, exactly. If I may even say, when I was training, I guess I was a lot like Doctor Strange, and I like it. When I was being an MMA fighter, I was real, how do I say, a raging bull, not a raging bull, but just a cowboy in a sense. I thought I was indestructible, and I met Sean Loeffler, and he was a trainer that never needed to yell or anything. He just proved his point by showing me what's up and beat me up a lot, but I learned a lot. It's funny to say, I did learn a lot. He had to break me. I was very no, fuck that, I'm the best. And he's like, no, let's humble you. And he certainly did. And by doing it, I became a much better fighter, much better than I thought I could be too. And I was way more happier.
Just like Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I was. And then it took him down a different path. Doctor Strange wanted to be just a doctor and just make all that money and stuff. And that's me at that age. I wanted to just be a fighter and get paid and make money. But now I feel like I'm helping a lot more people by being in the shadows and showing them the way of being open-minded,
I'm going to deviate a little bit. Okay. I just watched I, Tonya, and I think it relates in the sense that once she was banned from the figure skating committee, she thought that her life was over, and that was it. Her mind was closed to who she was and what she was capable of.
Yeah.
But ultimately, she was able to enter a whole new line of work and start a whole new life for herself.
She needed an Ancient One, She needed someone to tell her, hey, that was only the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Poor thing. It was such a great movie too. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
From what I saw, I caught what I could of it, and it seemed really hey, you guys, you motherfuckers, you Americans, man, you guys are mean. To say the least, though. To say the least. There's a lot of people who criticize people like that would never have the courage to do what they do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Tonya, hats off to you. How about you? Any other characters that come to mind when it comes to opening your mind to them?
The other character that I thought was similar to Doctor Strange was Neo, who went through a similar experience where he had to take a jump of faith and
a literal leap of faith, by the way.
He had to take a leap of faith, and believe in himself as something that he didn't really see himself as.
Or to see what the reality of what it actually is.
Of a better version of himself.
And it was this is leaving my comfort zone. That's more of the fear where I got from Stephen Strange and Neo. It was more like this is my actual comfort zone. If I were to leave it, what the fuck then? And it's like, well, it's you either take that blue or red pill. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and most people want to be awakened. You know, and some other people are like that one bald dude who's like, I choose bliss. You know, I was like, hey, you know, that's on you.
That's true.
For me, I think the Silver Surfer, in the sense, like, you have to be open-minded to read such a character and everything. And, you know, who's to say that there's not a Silver Surfer guy out there transporting himself through and through? And it's like, you know, be open-minded to the idea. And if you read his comics, it's very scientific-based, and I mean, it gives you plenty to believe in, and it gives you plenty to, like, open your mind to, like, damn, fuck, time travel and relativity and dimensions and it's all, like, if you look it up scientific wise, everything has a base, you know, for it. All Nora and Rad does is take it to the extreme with it, you know. So, any other characters?
The character that I guess I would be familiar with that really asks you to be open-minded is Doctor Who. Not only does he take you to other planets, but he takes you back and forth in time, so you have to be open-minded to a whole different era of people and a way of life.
And if you were to work with that dude directly, you know, you yourself would have to have an open mind, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So different cultures and creatures, and even in one episode he got into a little bit of alternate realities. So, you know, you touch a little bit on that too. So he takes you all over the place.
That brings up another character, Rick Sanchez. You know,
takes you all over the place.
Yeah, and working with a guy like that, he has a demand that you have an open mind.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, you can't just get. And he's like, I remember that first episode. He was like, look, Morty, look. He's like, you never see that shit at school. Like, come on, like. And it's like, I feel a lot like Rick in that sense. It's like, come on, guys, look how cool this shit is. You're so hell bent and all fucking all what's like. What Kanye West fucking is using as toilet paper. Like, well, really look at the goddamn sky for a second and realize how miraculous that shit is.
Other things that are all around you.
Yeah. Message. Catch us on our next segment where we expand on open-mindedness, and we hope to get all the support we can from you guys. Throw us a like, throw us a follow, and communicate with us, comment, everything,
check
you know.
us out on Instagram. And don't forget to check out New Baby Deadpool coming out soon.
Yeah, guys, I know you guys can't wait to see more of him and everything, so we're going to do a few more things with him. We got him a new friend. Let me show you real quick. The Daredevil. He's like, who's there? Huh? All right, guys. Peace.